Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we are married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sel.
And today we're talking about Ready to Love, Season 7, Episode 11. No.
10.
10.
Episode 10.
All right. So, we haven't talked about Ready to Love in some weeks. Wanted to jump in and talk. You know, it's hard sometimes, child, to follow these people. It's so many of them at the beginning.
Yeah.
But now we're kind of getting down to, you know, the wire when they're narrowing down who's really going to be left at the end. And we're kind of breaking down for ourselves this like love triangle situation that's going on between Morgan, Lyndon, and Tony. I keep wanting to call him Landon. Just know if I say Landon, I meant Lyndon. Anyway, it's just a lot going on there. First and foremost, these men are like the polar opposites of one another.
True.
So sometimes it's hard to even see how she has interest in both of them. I guess as women, our preferences can vary. I think that Lyndon is the nicer guy.
Yes.
That she may think this is the guy I need. You know, somebody who's going to be nice to me, a little bit more respectful, etc. And then Tony is the guy with the confidence, if not cockiness. He has the, I don't know, that alpha tendency, maybe too much alpha, but he has that alpha tendency that probably draws her to him.
Yeah.
And he's not really going to take no for an answer. And she's leaning in his direction, or at least she has been until the end of this episode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one big question is like, why are these two people her two connections? And what truly is the direction that she should go in? And I've got some questions for you about the guys, especially Tony, trying to understand why is he behaving like this? Because first of all, he keeps saying, Lyndon is no competition to him. Yeah. He's not worried about him. He's not threatened by him. But he seems very annoyed by his very presence, which would suggest something exactly the opposite of what he's saying in terms of him not being a threat. So why is he acting like that? For one, what purpose is it going to serve him? And is Lyndon a threat to him? Because I don't even think Lyndon is a threat to him. If all things were just left equal, I think Morgan would have went for Tony.
Yeah.
Even though he sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he's full of it. I think he's full of himself. I don't think he's necessarily there for love or anything like that.
Yeah.
Lyndon will probably be that guy that treats her better. But it's hard sometimes. We bump our heads as ladies over and over again, going for the guy who projects that confidence. He gives us a little bit more swag, I guess, if you will, than the other guy. And that's just on a raw level more attractive, right? So anyway, I go back to my question for you. What is Tony doing? Like, why is he, what is his problem?
I don't know what Tony is doing. But my thought process is, he's definitely threatened. He shouldn't be, but he is. And one of the things, I think he's all those things that you said. He tries to come off as a, very masculine and dominant, type of guy, alpha guy. He tries to walk in and all of that and not show any softness or vulnerabilities. All of those type of things are covered up. But here's the thing. Even the most hardest guy is soft somewhere, in there. I used to work in a prison, and I would see some of the most hardest guys you can think of break down and cry eventually over something, And so everyone, no matter who they are, we are emotional beings. God created us this way. And so, yes, women in general can be more in tune with their emotional side and feelings in general, but and men will shy away from it, not be able to articulate it, and all around just be afraid of it, because they will feel that it makes them sound and look weak. And most men are going to stray away from that. But guess what? The real deal is he feels. He feels.
And he doesn't look weak. He looks like a jackwagon.
Yeah.
You know, he looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, when we're all looking like you don't even have to do all of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You would have been fine. I don't know. I guess I feel like he's trying to manipulate Morgan in some way. And he overplayed his hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only did he overplay, Lyndon made him so uncomfortable and put him in his feels that he couldn't operate the way he wanted to operate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wanted to, be that laid back, cool, with his head kind of tucked to the side, making his lips like LL, He's trying to do all of that stuff. He's trying to come across a certain way. But Lyndon shook him. And he should not have shook him, but he did.
I know.
And he exposed him. Got him to say stuff that he shouldn't have said, And so it's just like, you're not as tough as you pretend to be. Because if you were, you would be as calm and as cool as a cucumber as this whole thing is going down. But you weren't. He was shook to his core.
And I don't even think he likes Morgan that much. And to be fair, nobody should. After they found out, she's a beautiful, beautiful girl, okay? Hands down, she's gorgeous. Yeah. But when I found out, if I'm a guy and I found out that she put Nair in anybody's hair, no, she needs some therapy. And she was completely remorseless about having done that.
No,
so
she justified the whole thing.
Yeah, so that was weird too. Mm-hmm. And I think that he felt the type of way. He also, remember when she was sitting there with her ex and they had that conversation, her ex told them that he had that sense that she still had feelings for her ex. Mm-hmm. I think she does. It did look apparent. And he seemed like he was kind of checking out a bit. I guess that's when his feelings shifted or his interest shifted toward Marcia, right? But now Marcia's gone.
Yeah.
So it seems like he really just wants to win the contest rather than him caring at all about Morgan or having a relationship with her.
Yeah, well, he's kind of like I said, he's that alpha guy. He gets into the pissing contest and he wants to stake his territory out. Mm-hmm. And he thinks he's such a big, bad lion or tiger that another lion or tiger is not going to come by and be like, I don't care about your territory, If she's gonna holler at me, she's gonna holler at me.
I guess, but I wouldn't call Lyndon a lion or a tiger. He's more like a jackal or a hyena or something. I don't know. He would be not the guy, if you
really.
Yes. I mean, come on. By comparison, he's got like no muscle tone. He was wearing like a tank top dress at the.
My wife. Full disclosure, my wife was looking. She's like, "What does he have on?" I don't know.
It doesn't look like he combs his hair at all.
He doesn't. The style that he has.
You can't comb that.
No, they use. I forgot what the thing they call it. Kind of like.
I know what you're talking
kink
about.
Kink it up at the top and all of that.
But it's kinked through and through. Nothing wrong with kinky hair. It looks, untended to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like he just wouldn't be the guy. Isn't this a guy? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I get these people confused. Wasn't he the one that said he has roommates?
That's him.
Okay, that's so Lyndon. He's got roommates. It's just nothing especially appealing about Lyndon, especially by comparison to somebody who carries himself just on a surface level, who carries himself the way that Tony does.
Yeah.
So, seeing Tony come out of himself, and if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong on the timeline of this, but when they were sitting at that dinner table, Tony was the first one to kind of come out of character and say, "How do you feel that I've been kissing her?" He just came out of left field, trying to amp Lyndon up, and Lyndon didn't bite.
No, Lyndon set him up. Lyndon set him up. Lyndon was just like, so how you pretty much how you feel now that Marcia isn't here and all of that stuff.
Okay.
So it was just like he set him up to get him going. And
well, it worked.
It did.
The jackal set the trap, baby.
It did. And he just fell right into it, and he had no response. Instead of maybe, how does our rights go? You have the right to remain silent or something like that. Dude, you should have shut your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way around. And how are you going to tell your rival that, if Marcia was here, that's who I would be.
You could have Morgan. That was foolish. But that's another part of my point is that I don't think that he really even feels Morgan like that. Mm-hmm. Does he want to sleep with her? Of course he does. Mm-hmm. But is he really that interested to be falling out with some other guy about it? I don't think so. It's just like at this point, it's just about winning a contest.
I think so too.
And it's a contest that, where is he going to lose to Lyndon? He can beat him in pool. He probably can beat him in a fist fight. He probably can beat him in a foot race. Why are you even why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You look silly.
Yeah.
And then somehow Lyndon was able to really needle at him to the point that I thought Lyndon was going to faint. He was sweating so bad at that table and everything. Yeah. But it wasn't him who ended up looking like a fool.
No. He... Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't taking Lyndon as a mastermind strategist. I was not. But
it didn't take a mastermind to get Tony out of his element. Nobody said he was the smartest.
Yeah, he fixed him up. They tied him up in a bow and everything. It was just like, here is who you think you want to be with. Think again.
Yeah. Now Morgan is hugged up with him. Mm-hmm. And then you have questions, right, about why would he even want to be like the second choice that way? Because it seems like that's what we were talking about as that kind of wrapped up.
Yeah, well, I think Lyndon he's second verse, same as the first. I think he wants to stay in this thing as long as he possibly can. He doesn't want to get voted off. And, for ego's sake, probably, bragging rights, whatever the case may be. So I think you have that. And how does that make you feel that you are the second runner-up, And so you're not her number one choice. And so even this revelation that you gave her about Marcia, or Marcia?
Yeah, I think so.
You gave her that. Look at how you got her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not because she came of her own free will. She looked at Tony and she looked at you, and you beat him out fair and square. Now you outsmarted him. I give you credit.
He wasn't gonna beat him out fast. I told you he was a hyena. They don't make their own kills necessarily. Yeah. They gonna get what's left of that carcass. So it's a very interesting scenario. Mm-hmm. None of them need to be with anybody. Lyndon might be the best off of all. Tony is toxic. Morgan is crazy. Lyndon is ready to take whatever is left after the kill. So
Lyndon needs to go and find himself an apartment.
Right. Away from some roommates.
Yes, be an adult. That's what I say. Get your own thing, do your own thing, be an adult, be your own man. And so he's not ready to love by that whole, title of the show. You're not ready because you're not standing on your own 2 feet. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let us know what you guys think of that love triangle and how that whole thing broke down. I'm trying to make sense out of it. I don't even understand, like you said, why Tony even opened his mouth. He was sitting pretty, and now he's got too much ego to even come at her very apologetically.
Yeah.
He won't even do that. No. So she's checking out with him. He's checking out with her. He's going to be on his way home. He don't have anybody left.
Yeah, that's it. But, as we kind of like looking at what could possibly happen with the ladies that they have at the bottom, like now, if they send Susu home,
Dunzo. But that girl's gone.
Blake is done too.
Yeah, he's done. So, but it's gonna be Blake and Tony. They both won't have any connections left.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Let us know your predictions. I'm pretty well sure it's gonna be Sue Ann as opposed to Mercedes. Those are the two at the bottom.
Yeah. No, because Mercedes is booed up with Mark Anthony, so she's pretty much safe right now.
He been making out with the other one, Jeffrey. Anyway,
yeah,
we digress. Drop your comments below, guys. Let us know about Morgan, Tony, and Lyndon. And like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you all soon.
Bye.